Did this painting this layer. So in this live stream, I'm trying to draw this realistic water effect on this face. And yesterday we did this part with acrylic. Today we're using oil paints to finish up the painting. On my palette, I have titanium white, medium yellow, and burnt umber. We also have red. I did brilliant red, blue, and black. So I'll start with the hair. So it's a rough hair, not 100% raw, but I'm just trying to create the details of the roughness of the hair a little bit. If I put in the highlights, the very bright parts. So while I paint this, I would also like to use the opportunity to share with you um, about my journey into Incredible Hearts, or should I say my journey, or how I got that name, Incredible Heart Academy, and the journey so far. So at first, it was Incredible Heart World. That was the name I wanted to use for my brand, or that was the name I was using initially. So, and the Incredible is spelled normal Incredible, INCREDIBLE. So I was using this name for quite a while before I get to work with a colleague friend, with a friend, and I guess that was the first work. No, that's the second work I did with him. It's actually a mural work. While we are at the work, he he questioned me and was like, "Oh, what brought about the name Incredible Art World?" And I was like, "Oh, I just sat down and I I got that name." And one of the things that inspired the name was, I don't know, it was just from the Holy Spirit, and it was like, "Oh, you are going to use this tag name for your business, Incredible Art World, because you are going to get to places that you'd not believe yourself." So ever since then, I've been using Incredible Art World. So when I met this friend of mine, Mr. Wadut, to work with him, yeah, we got to discuss about it. It was not like, why don't I just change that C to K? And the INK just sounds like ink. Ink is one of is related to the tools we use as an artist. You know, just like a pen ink or just like a pigment, which relates to art. And I could just add my name to it at the end, which makes incredible sound. So I reasoned with him and I thought that, oh, that really makes sense too. I started using Incredible Sam. I changed my handle to Incredible Sam. And for so many years, I've been using Incredible Sam. Not up until last year that I decided to start up an art academy. I shared a story about how it started on my live stream yesterday. So it was just one of my church members that was looking out for an art teacher. His clients needs an art teacher, so he reached out to me. And at first, I was willing to turn it down because I've taught severally, and Teaching and working as an artist for me is not so convenient. There are days that I would have to sacrifice my work for the teaching, and there are days I would have to sacrifice my teaching for the work. That is, there are days that I will have some clash. So that was the major reason why I actually don't want to proceed initially. But I gave it a second thought and I decided to go for it. I started teaching the kids, and from there, I thought of having the name Incredible Heart Academy, at least to make it formal and also to do some other things. So, my journey into YouTube and all of that started after um, this. So, if you check my channel, you see some of my student works that I post. I teach them every week, and I share their heart too, as much as I share mine too on my channel. So that was how it moved from incredible artwork to incredible sound, and now we have incredible art academy. The incredible sound still stays because that's my pseudonym. So on most of my piece, I write my name Incredible Sound. Incredible Art Academy is an entity on its own. It's still something that will stand even when I'm not there. Though I'm still the one handling major things in the company, trying to build it up. But with time, I'll get to start, um, I'll get to delegate most of these things to people and focus on the things that matters to grow the Art Academy. I have a bigger vision for Art Academy, for Incredible Art Academy, and also art in general, because I've been an artist for over 20 years now, both practice and my learning process. I've been an artist for over 20 years, and in the process, I've fallen in love with art, and I love to make art. I actually studied mathematics education in my university level, but all through my time in the university, I put 90% or should I say 80% of my energy into creating art because it's my passion, is what I love to do. So far so good. It has been a wonderful journey being an artist, and I've never for once regretted being an artist. I love creating amazing artworks, and one of my um, should I say drive or passion is I love to I love to paint something. I love to improve myself. Let me use that word. So I don't want to be stuck in one point. I always want to do something different at every point of my life. That is one of the reasons why I love realism because it gives me that challenge to do more. Like I just every time I paint realism, I feel like there's more to this thing. Like There's more that I can learn, and um, I'm always happy to learn new things. I'm always open to learning new things. So as I paint, one of the other tips I want to share with you about realism painting is in realism painting, the skin tone is not made up of just one color. It's not made up of just um, the three tonal value, the dark tone, mid-tone, and highlights. It's not a gradation of one color. It's not a gradation of browns. It's not a gradation of peach. So the skin tone is above that. The skin tone is combination of several colors. Because what happened in reality is that colors in the environment they act on the skin. So the skin picks up colors in its environment to form up the details on the body. Not like the skin doesn't have its own color it has, but every color that is in the environment acts on every other object. Just like the light that I have in this environment are acting on my skin. Same thing applies to objects, not just the skin. So if you have objects around, everything that is around that environment also acts on the skin. And one other tip I would like to share with you guys is um, there are no true colors. Like there's no true blue, there's no true yellow, there's no true red. So I would explain this better. The only thing we have is a yellow that is closer to red and a red that is closer to yellow or that is closer to blue. We also have yellow that is closer to red and one that is closer to blue. We have blue that are closer to red and the blue that is closer to yellow. So understanding this would help us learn how to mix the right colors. So if you are looking at mixing a brilliant lemon color or you want to mix a brilliant purple color, you need to understand this principle because when you apply colors that are family, colors that align with each other, let's say for instance, a blue that is closer to yellow and a yellow that is closer to blue, when they come together, the only combination in that mixture is just yellow and blue. So they form a very bright and a very good green. My oil paint is not dried yet, but I think I can put in some details on this. I forgot to wash this my tiny brush and it will be so difficult to use this for details now. Oh, let's give it a try. Might be the best brush for the details that we need now. Okay, I think this is better. Welcome to my live stream. So I'm trying to create the highlights. I'm just doing it randomly. I'm doing the details randomly because if we had to create it exactly, it might take us weeks or months to finish up this portrait. But what we have just have to do is to study the details and recreate it. Study the way the pattern goes and create something similar. But however, we'll be mindful of detailed parts like this part that has the water effect. You have to be mindful of those parts to create the realism effect. So majorly what I can see that is common on this place is a lot of dots. And those dots has variation. We have the brown dots, we have gray dots, and we have white dots. So I'll create several dots and I'll also try to create several chunky blacks that would make the hair looks like it's rough on some parts, like not well formed. So keep on creating the dots. Be careful not to have a very big dot because the tinier the dot, the realistic it looks. Also, one other tip for the realistic hair, the edges of the realistic hair are not smooth. So we're still going to create lines that make the edges look nicer. So we need to do the browns too, but we'd add little whites to our brown. So we are trying to create brown dots too around the hair. So I want to create the rough sides again with direct black. I'm just going to punch direct blacks there. So let's move on to the skin. I've already paint it down. So to create the realistic water effect, we need to make this part of the skin different from the part where the water is. So we are still going to add all the water effects on the skin. The little water drops are still going to be added. But the very first thing I want to do is to paint the base layer properly. So, Mike, welcome to my live stream. How do you know IGD in court? I don't understand. If you are still here, you can respond on the live chat. Sorry, I need to check out for some details on my phone because I did the grid for this on my phone. So I want to be sure I'm not running out of details. Okay. Oh, now I see what's wrong. I sketch with a different image and the picture I printed is different from what I have on my phone. And I was not even, I never knew up until now that I'm creating the details. There are just few differences. Okay, I'll work with this thing.